today I'm going to just start out in a supine twist. So laying on my back, I'm going to start with my knees on the right side, or on the left side of my mat, and turning my head to the right side. So feel free to start that very first track here. Gently laying down on your back. Again, maybe those arms open up to that strong T. Knees drop down, and the head turns. Just notice how the shape feels in your body today. Notice the breath naturally coming in and out your nose or mouth. Maybe you have a specific reason you came to your mat today, and that starts to move into the forefront of your mind, an intention or focus for your practice. Or maybe you just start to deeply focus on that breath, inhaling through the nose. Exhale, sigh your breath out through your mouth. Inhale through the nose, bring those knees up to your chest. Exhale, sigh it out, let the knees drop over to the right side. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale, big sigh. One more time. Turning on that Ujjayi pranayama, inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh your breath up through your nostrils. Again, inhale through the nose. Bring the knees up into your chest. Exhale, sigh the breath out through your nostrils as the knees drop back down. Starting to move with this breath. Inhaling through the nose, bringing the knees up. Exhaling through the nose, knees go down. Again, inhale, belly lifts up and in. Exhale, knees drop. You can start to make this more intense by starting to extend the feet away from your glutes, squeezing that belly up and in on your inhale, exhaling to control that descent of the legs. Again, your inhale brings you up, and your exhale takes you down. You can even start to extend those legs all the way out, inhaling to lift, and then exhaling to lower. Again, inhaling to lift, and exhaling to lower. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Bring those knees up into your chest. Maybe slowly start to circle the knees clockwise or counterclockwise. You can let your head rock side to side if that feels nice. With your next inhale, slowly start to rock your way up to that seated shape on your mat. Noticing as you get to this seat, we're playing with our boat pose today. So double check that you're actively sitting back on those sits bones here. Your heels can stay on the mat as you rock backwards. You can just stay here in this modification, turning on the core, lifting your belly up and in, feeling the rib cage close over the top. Notice if your shoulders are hunching, can you roll your shoulder blades down in together? Maybe those shins start to lift up off the mat. Maybe the arms move away from your knees. Maybe the legs start to extend even. Where is your challenge today in this boat? Turning on that core strength. Breathe. Again, go to your challenging place today. Bottom of your next exhale, cross your ankles, roll over your shins. Make your way to that downward facing dog. Noticing this downward facing dog today, you can shift side to side if that feels nice. I accidentally gave myself some shin splints, so I'm going to cross my right foot behind my left and just stretch the front of my right shin by pressing my toes into the mat. Inhaling to bring that back through center and then switching sides. Left toes down, shifting to the top of my foot, stretching all the way up into the shin. Again, inhaling to come back through center. I'm going to open my feet wider than hip width distance apart, pressing those hips back. I'm going to take my left hand across to the right leg and gaze under for that downward dog twist. Can you activate the outer edges of your feet? Can you lift that belly button up and in? Inhale to bring it back through center. Exhale to twist to that other side. Right hand across to that left leg, always holding below or above the knee, never on the knee itself. Again, I'm lifting through my tailbone. I'm pressing through that left hand. So this is not a passive moment here. Inhale, take it back through center. Exhale, step or hop your feet to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift here at the top. Pants are trying to fall down. Exhale, fold. Release the crown of your head and just take a little ragdoll here. Maybe start to kind of shift side to side. Maybe you just stay stationary. Bottom of your next exhale, release opposite elbows. Slowly begin to root down and rise up. Sweep those arms all the way up towards the ceiling. We should be on that good day song. Grab the left wrist. As you exhale, take a side bend over to the right, pressing down through the left heel, lifting as you bend. Inhale lifts you up and look up. Exhale, bend to the left. Again, lifting to bend. Inhale to lift all the way up and look up. Exhale to fold forward, hinging from those hips. Inhale, lift up halfway. Can you lift your toes up off the mat, stretching through those shins? Exhale, press into your hands. Step or float your feet back. High plank. From this high plank shape, the knees can always come down if you need to. Chaturanga Dandasana. Bend your elbows. Squeeze them into your sides. Come down halfway or all the way. Inhale. Shift and lift your heart. Let the shoulder blades stay down and together. Maybe the thighs are down. Exhale, send those hips up and back. Down dog, breathe. You can stay here or take another. Exhale, downward dog twist. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, downward dog twist. Inhale through center, lift your tiptoes. Exhale, step or hop. It all starts again. Halfway inhale. Exhale, fold. Root down, rise up. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale through center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, toe lift. Exhale, press into your hands, step or hop back into that high plank. Again, for those who are not taking vinyasas, you also have another option to tap the right shoulder, tap the left shoulder, send those hips up and back, down dog. Or move through your vinyasa. Breathe. Maybe exhale, down dog twist. Inhale, back to center. One more time, exhale. Inhale, center. Lift your tiptoes. Look between your hands, step or float. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. It all starts again. Lift it up. Start to breathe and move, following my breath pace if that feels right to you. Slowing it down, speeding it up, maybe taking something away or adding something if you need it. Two more times through. Come back to your breath. Stay in that downward facing dog. Maybe bend one knee and then the other knee, pressing the opposite heel down. Stretching through those hamstrings a little bit. Notice today if you want to turn on a little bit more arm intensity, can you bend your elbows and send your shoulder blades down and together, turning on a little bit of that tricep work, that connection there in those arms, strengthening all the way down into your hands. Bottom of your first or third exhale, lift, step, float your way back to the top of the mat. Take a halfway inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bend your knees, drop your hips, lift your arms. Find yourself in that Utkatasana, your strong chair. Noticing in this chair that you're actively sitting back in those heels. Toes are lifting up off the mat. Arms can stay extended or hands can come to heart center, your choice. Notice also that the tailbone isn't lifting. You're tucking the tailbone under slightly, core is engaged here as well. Holding and protecting that low back. Exhale, take a twist to the right. Hook that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Root into your right foot. Left toes are going to shoot back. Inhale immediately. Open those arms. Sweep the left arm up and back. Finding yourself in exalted warrior. Exhale, open out to the side. Warrior two. Relax those shoulder blades down and together. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Reach up and back. Find yourself in that sky archer. As you exhale, hands come around the right foot. Step it in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Drop your hips. Lift your arms. Find that strong chair. Again, always options in your chair. Maybe hands at heart center. Exhale, take your twist. You can also take a long arm twist. Inhale, right toes shoot back. Immediately lift your torso. Sweep that right arm up. Core is still tight. Exalted warrior. Exhale, drop the back heel. Open out to the side. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana B. Inhale, sky archer. Reach it up and back. Exhale, take those hands around the foot. Always an option here if you want to do a little handstand kick up. Bring those feet underneath your hips. Halfway inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, find that chair. It all starts again. So a non-traditional sun B here today. Again, can you lift those toes? Can you sit back a little bit further? Exhale, take a twist to the right. Inhale, lift the torso. Exalt that warrior. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, sky archer. Exhale, hands. Maybe a little kick up. Inhale. Feet come down. Lift up to that halfway. Exhale, fold. Find your chair. It all starts again. Long arm twist to the left. Inhale, exalt that warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, sky archer. Exhale, hands. Maybe a kick up. I don't know. Step those feet in. Doesn't have to be pretty. Halfway inhale. Exhale, fold. Find that chair again. Again, follow me or start to breathe. Move through this with your own breath. Adjusting, changing whatever doesn't feel right to you. bit more time on this side. Can your gaze be your challenge today? Where are you looking in each shape? Maybe looking straight ahead, looking up towards that right hand. Keeping your gaze lifted, but switching it to the left hand. Back to the right hand. Up to that right hand. Down to the right foot. Keep the gaze. Halfway lift, forward, fold. How does that change the shapes when you activate your gaze? Again, you can take multiple breaths in each shape. It doesn't have to be one breath, one movement. The end of this song, which is Lose My Mind, we're gonna take a rest. How seamless can you make this next round? Last round. Gently make your way down to a resting shape on your mat. For me, I'm just going to take a seated meditation for a couple breaths. Notice your heartbeat. Notice if you lost connection with that breath a little bit. Come back to your intention if you set one. Why you're breathing and moving here today on the mat. Connecting with yourself, your mind, your breath, and your body. Bottom of your next exhale, let your hands come back down to the mat. Roll over your toes, send those hips up and back. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, step your feet to about the middle of your mat. Lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down, rise up. Sweep those arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Samastitihi at the top of your mat. Again, notice your inhales here. Come back to your Y. Beginning to challenge ourselves, not moving so quickly, but challenging the balance, challenging those connections that we're establishing. With your next inhale, root into that left foot. Slowly begin to bring that right knee up into your chest, lengthening through the crown of your head. This is the modification for extended hand to big toe pose. You can just stay here, or right peace fingers around the right big toe or the outside of the foot. Inhale, extend that right leg out. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Find a spot on the wall in front of you that's not moving. So the left foot is not just passive, you're pressing into that left foot, lifting through the crown of your head here. Belly is lifting up and in. You can always open that left arm out to the side for extra balance if it feels right. Bottom of your next exhale, open that right leg out to the side. You can always hold onto the knee instead, your choice. Try to keep that right hip dropped. You can look over that left hand, over the left shoulder if that feels better to you today. Woo. Again, if you fall out, come back in, it's okay. Inhale, bring that right leg back through center. Take the left hand on the inside of the foot, right hand on the outside. Lengthen through the crown. Can you exhale and fold your forehead down to your knee? Release. 5 breaths, don't drop the foot. Bottom of your 5th exhale, fold forward. Woo! Maybe pedal through those knees a little bit, shake the crown of your head. Root down, rise up, sweep those arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We've got 2 sides. So inhale, slowly begin to bring that left knee up into your chest. Maybe the right hand comes to your hip. Breathe. Oh, you can probably hear my puppy. She wants to come and play too, but she'll knock me over. Again, lengthen through the crown of your head. You can always take peace fingers around the big toe and extend. Notice the difference between one side and another. It might be really different. It might not be at all. That's okay. Again, outside of the foot is also available. Bottom of that next exhale, open your left leg out to the side. Find your drishti. Belly is lifted, crown is extending. You're strong. Woo! If you lose it, come back in. Inhale, bring that left leg back through center. Right hand to the inside of the foot, left hand to the outside of the foot. Again, lengthen, get taller. Exhale, fold forehead down to knee. Inhale, release, and lift up. 5 breaths. Shake your head, shake your hips. Oh man, challenges today. Root down, slower than you want. Begin to reach those arms all the way back up. Bring those hands to heart center. So we've got another standing challenge. You have options. Maybe you're moving into tree pose. So maybe that left foot is supporting you again. Right foot comes onto the inside of your calf or inside of your thigh. You can stay here if this is already enough of a challenge for you today. But if you need more, maybe you're moving into that standing half-bound lotus. Bring the right foot up into the left hip crease. Drop down that right knee. Maybe you just stay here with the right hand in heart center, holding on to that right foot with your left hand. Or maybe you start to bind the right hand behind you, maybe with the aid of a strap or towel. Inhale to lift that left arm up. Again, maybe you just stay here, or lifting through the belly, begin to hinge forward. Reach and fold. Again, maybe just stay here. Maybe instead, you bend that supporting leg and work on your toe stand. Keeping the bind, left hand to chest. Come out the same way you came in. Press into that hand. Woo! Not the most graceful dismount. Release the bind. Inhale, lift up halfway. Take those hands to heart center. Extend the right leg out in front of you. 5 breaths. Exhale, release. Woo! Shake it out. Maybe fold forward. Whatever feels right. We have 2 sides. Root into that right foot. Inhale. Again, maybe bring the left foot to the ankle, calf, inside of the right thigh, or left foot on the top of that right hip. Drop the left knee down. Again, one side might be a little different than the other. Maybe you stay, or maybe you bind. If you have the bind, inhale, begin to shift it forward. Looking forward, lifting through the belly. Exhale to fold all the way down. Again, if you did it on the other side, maybe you start to bend that right knee, letting your hips sink down. Whoop. One side different than the other. It's okay if it doesn't happen. You can also try it with both hands. Exhale, place the hands, lift up. Inhale halfway. Extend those legs, or the left leg out in front of you. Woo. 5 breaths. Exhale, release. Ooh. Shake it out. Fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, curtsy the left leg behind the right. Sit on down. Woo! Alrighty, guys. Last challenge today. Coming back into that boat pose. Inhale, lift those legs up. My husband is outside working on stuff, so he just waved at me. Anyway, again, we should be on Good Old Days, the song. Slowly start to lift those shins. Again, maybe reach your arms out in front of you. Can you shift your torso back, turning on that core, lifting the belly up and in. Shoulder blades down and together. Exhale, slowly start to tap the right hand to the right ankle. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, left hand to left ankle. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Breathe. Exhale, right heel down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left heel down. Inhale, lift. Keep that chest high. Exhale, right hand or right foot. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, left. Inhale, lift. Breathe. Again, you can always take that break by holding onto the back of your knees. Breathe. Exhale, right hand to ankle. Inhale, back. Exhale, left hand to ankle. Inhale, back. Exhale, right. Inhale. Woo. Exhale, left. It's okay, guys. We're in it today. We got this. Exhale, sink down. Find yourself in canoe. Inhale, bring it back up. Woo! You got this. Exhale, right heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left heel. Inhale, lift. Oh, man. Come back in, guys. Exhale, both heels. Inhale, up. Exhale, both heels. Inhale, up. Woo! Stay with me. It's a challenge today. Exhale, both heels. Inhale, up. Exhale, both heels. Inhale, up. Woo! Last challenge. You guys got this. Exhale. Find your way down into that canoe. 5 breaths. One more. Exhale, soften all the way down. Oh, man. That was a challenge. I don't know about you guys, but for me today, that was a challenge. Inhale, sweep those arms up and over. Just kind of reach the fingers away from your toes for a second. One more working moment of the practice today. We're going to talk through getting into handstand. So working on handstands, there's a lot of different philosophy behind how you want to get into a handstand specifically, but I'm going to talk about ways to build your strength to get there, whether that happens today, tomorrow, or many years down the road. I know I'm still personally working on my handstands. Every day is different. Some days a little bit different than others, but let's just talk about that for a little bit. You can opt to use a wall or not use a wall. There are different ways to start to practice and get into this posture and different muscle groups to be aware of as you're working towards it. So first and foremost, finding your way wherever you want to be, whether it's facing a wall or just on your mat again facing me. Find yourself in that forward fold. Lift up halfway. Exhale, place your hands on the mat. So making sure that your hands are underneath your shoulders here. You don't want them to be too wide, right underneath your shoulders. Now, we have options to shift into our hands. This is just the easiest option. Shift into your hands, lift your hips to your tiptoes. Just do that a couple of times. Maybe shift back on those heels. Inhale, lift, and shift forward. Again, do that a couple of times. When you're lifting from your core. You're lifting that core up so that the tailbone lifts up. Lifting that core up so much, pressing into your hands. So another option from here is you can start to root into your hands. Kick your heels to your hips. These are called bunny hops. So you can come back into kind of a squatting shape if that feels right. Pressing into those hands, little hop up. Feet come back down. Trying to make this as seamless and gentle as possible, right? A little bit of hang time, right? Maybe sometimes. You can always reset, lift up halfway. Try it again. Again, you're lifting from the core every single time. Heels moving towards your glutes. So again, that's the next option. Maybe as you get some hang time, you start to shift your knees to point towards the ceiling.
and then come back down. Now another option, stuff that can be a little challenging, is maybe one leg stays lifted, soften that supporting leg, and just like we were doing before, can you tap that foot that you keep landing on to the knee of the extended leg? Again, we're lifting through the core. You're pressing into the mat with your hands actively. Ooh. Again, that's why you practice with the wall. Some days are easier than others. And again, you might want to try this on both sides. Everybody has a good side and a not so good side. That's okay. I know, again, maybe you just want to release down after you've played with that a couple of times. Maybe even circling the wrists out if that feels nice to you. And again, eventually there are many other options. You can start to lift one leg at a time, maybe even not hopping, but just shifting forward and lifting. There are many different ways to get into this shape, but those are just a few to practice so that you can start to build the strength in your own body. Alrighty. Take a rest. Come down to maybe that seated meditation again. Come back to your breath. Noticing the work you did here today, the time you put in for yourself. Still staying connected in this moment as we start to move towards releasing the tension in the body a little bit. Some yin to seal the practice. So from here, begin to roll over your shins, and first and foremost, find yourself in that tabletop shape. So we're going to stretch the wrists. We just worked those wrists pretty hard, playing with ways to build into handstand. So tuck your palms towards your body. The tops of your hands are coming to the mat. Your fingers are pointing towards your torso. Now again, this is an option. You can always bend the elbows. You can keep them straight. You can adjust the placement of your hands, maybe fingers even pointing towards each other instead. You can also shift your hips back if that feels nice, or forward in this tabletop. Can you open your fingers like a starfish and press your nails into the mat? All 10 fingers. You can also do this one hand at a time if both hands at the same time is too much. Come back to your breaths. Bottom of your next exhale, slowly begin to release those hands by sitting back on your heels. Maybe slowly circle your wrists towards your body, gently releasing that compression. And then taking that opposite stretch. So letting your wrists point forward and still your fingers pointing back towards your body. So again, you can bend those elbows if that feels nice. Again, if your elbows hyperextend like mine, keep a gentle bend there just for protection of your own joints. Again, open your fingers wide like a starfish. Press into those finger pads. You can, again, maybe send those hips back a little bit or keep them over your knees. You just breathe here into this stretch, the opposite way. And again, you can play with the wrist placement or the finger placement. Maybe those fingers are pointing away. Maybe they're almost even pinky fingers touching. Bottom of your next exhale, release maybe one hand at a time and gently sit back on those hips. Again, starting to circle those wrists, maybe away from your body this time. Oh, noticing that release maybe in the wrists. So from here, with that next inhale, I'm going to make my way back to that downward facing dog. Exhaling to send the hips up and back. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Drop that left knee down to the mat, coming into your lizard lunge. So send your heart forward on that inhale, and then as you exhale, maybe come down to the outside forearm or both forearms down to the mat. A deep hip opener. Again, if you have knee issues, you can always place a towel or blanket underneath that back knee for extra support. And if you'd like a deeper variation, you can always sweep that right arm underneath the right knee and allow yourself to go down just a little bit deeper.
Notice where you're feeling tension in the body. Can you breathe into that place and release? Inhale, begin to take those hands underneath your shoulders and lift your torso. Can you shift to the outside of your right foot, maybe placing that right forearm on the inside of your right knee, twisting your torso towards that right knee. If it feels good, you can even bend the back knee and reach back for the foot. Stretching the top of that left quad. Bottom of your next exhale, release that back foot. Take your hands down. Press into the right foot. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Whew. Maybe pedal through the feet if it feels nice. Then step that left foot to the outside of your left hand. Send your hips forward. Drop that right knee down to the mat. Again, send your heart forward as you inhale, and then exhale. Maybe that outside forearm just comes down, or maybe both forearms come down. Notice a difference from one side to the other. Again, where can you release tension? Breathing into those pockets that you notice in the body.
Maybe you deepen this by even sweeping that left arm underneath, letting your torso get down a little bit further towards the mat. Bottom of your next exhale, slowly begin to take your hands underneath your shoulders, once again lifting your torso, turning towards that left knee, maybe shift to the outside of your left foot, maybe even on this side reaching back, left hand to that right foot. Again, noticing the difference from one side to the other. Bottom of that next exhale, release the back foot, press into your hands, send those hips up and back. Ooh, downward facing dog, maybe shaking those hips out. From here, gently come down to your knees. Sit down on one hip or the other. I'm sitting on my right hip. Gently place your feet down on the mat and roll your back down by holding onto the backs of your thighs. Inhale to bring those knees up into your chest. Maybe allowing yourself to move into happy baby as your final posture of the practice if that feels nice. Opening those knees wide towards your armpits or shoulders, sending your heels up towards the ceiling. Now again, you can hold on to the big toes, outsides of the feet, insides of the feet, whatever feels right to you today. But if there's another shape, however, that you'd like to seal your practice with today, shoulder stand, plow, legs up the wall, wheel or bridge, feel free to move into that. And again, if you can't hold on to your feet, you can always hold on to the to behind your knees. That's always another option if you're in that happy baby. Bottom of your next exhale, slower than you want, begin to release your feet, bringing those knees back into your chest. Maybe squeeze everything in really tight for one last full breath. And then inhale or exhale and release. Take those legs out in front of you. Your arms come down by your sides, palms lifted up towards the ceiling, ready to receive all the benefits of your practice here today. Take one final inhale. And as you exhale, sigh out that breath, softening or closing your eyes. Quiet mind, quiet body, Savasana. slower than you want. Begin to bring some awareness back into your body by wiggling your fingers or toes. Maybe on your next inhale, you sweep those arms up and over your head for one last full body stretch, fingers reaching away from your toes. And then slowly beginning to roll to one side or the other, making your way up to your seated shape on the mat. Inhaling to sweep your arms up. Exhale, bring those hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Take one final inhale through the nose, acknowledging the connections you made, acknowledging the intention you set during this practice. Inhale. And as you exhale, sigh your breath out through your mouth as you open your palms, releasing some of that energy that you created, sending it out actively as metta or loving kindness. Maybe out to someone in your life today who needs it, or maybe just sending loving kindness to those people right now being strongly affected by this awful situation we all find ourselves in. The light in me honors, acknowledges, and greets the light within each and every single one of you. Namaste.